forward, come for me. That's what they're telling me to come for me. No hesitation when I come forward. I won't let you go. When she telling me to come forward, come for me. That's what they're telling me to come forward. No hesitation when I come forward. I won't let her go. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Where is she? She's telling me to come forward, come for me. See, I don't know why I finally now I just spoke my mind. I know it's long since we spoke sometime, but this thing no play, I go change your mind. Just give me some time, baby, please. Cause I don't have no time to waste. No more back and forth just like Aaliyah. That's all I wanna do right now. Grab it up. Say you know me gonna grab it up. Body to body make a bend up on that reeling. Bad man turn you over like a steering. Well, when me gonna grab it up. Say you know me gonna grab it up. Body to body make a bend up on that reeling. Bad man turn you over like a steering. Well, she telling me to come forward, come for me. That's what she telling me to come for me. No hesitation when I come forward. I won't let you go. When she telling me to come forward, come for me. That's what she telling me to come forward. No hesitation when I come forward. I won't let her go. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Where is she? Where is she? She's telling me to come forward, come for me.
That's Kelvin.
I don't know what's going on over there. Technical issues yet again with this mad laptop, but we're going to run the intro as always.
That's Kelvin.
You made the decision to play Thiago. But Klopp doesn't change the system. Since move back left, you don't want to change from the 4-3.
Boom, 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 boom. What's going on? What's going on, people? Technical difficulties. When you're not savvy with the computers, when your cat scratched up your keyboard and everything, it don't look great. It don't look great. Like behind the scenes, you guys will be thinking what's going on, but hopefully it's good for you guys out there. What's going on, people? We're back again with the Champions League preview. Champions League nights are back. European nights are back in full effect. Anfield. Late kickoffs, yeah, man. It's good. Usually they be good vibes, and in season gone past, they have been good vibes. But probably what the biggest test of the season is that a right assessment?
Yeah,
we could say
probably,
that. Yeah.
It's going to be one of them kind of tricky games.
Given the circumstances with our team, this is the biggest test of the season. And whether we are truly back, because people have been hearing we're back. I'm here still waiting to see if we're truly back. If we get a good result, if we get a win tonight, I'm here for it. But for now, I'm just going to wait and see what happens if we're truly back.
I hear you, man. Just going to obviously shout out some of the people in the building as well already. As always, as myself and G always say, yeah, make sure we're liking up the thing. Make sure you're getting your ticket to entry. We don't have to want to get the bouncers. We've got Ram in the building now. He's wearing all black. He might as well be our bouncer. You ain't smashing the like. We're going to have to kick you out, get you out.
We're going to start some fights, man. We're going to start some fights. If we don't get that like button hit, man, we're going to start some fights.
Exactly, man. We got Endman TV in the building. Make sure we're heading over to Endman as well. Big up to End. We got Conman as well saying, Jerry, what's going on? He's loving the music. We got RJ in the building. Like and subscribe. Big up MVP RJ. MVP. He was MVP for like 2 months in a row. What happened, RJ? RJ was MVP for 2 months in a row. Right now, From last stream, I think it's honesty. Honesty's up there right now. He's in the running. So
Honestly, he's becoming the new Bajcetic, boy.
and that's what it is, man. He's taking RJ's place. What you're saying, RJ's becoming that Fabinho? Is that what we're saying? You just
don't
I couldn't even say Fabinho because at least he's winning awards like Fabinho.
Yeah, exactly.
Down in the dumps.
Big up, we got Ravi in the building saying big up everyone. Yojo, I need this tune, it's sick. We got Psychedelic loving the music as well. Big up to Psychedelic. We got King Cop saying big up G, love the Nunes video of the other day. King Cop then saying good to see you back, bro. Hope all is well. I had a feeling we'd beat Newcastle even with their defensive record. I have the same feeling for tonight. Besides, we are due one against Madrid. Yeah, but we just don't beat Madrid, do we? We just don't. Big up to Jide Atiku. Big up. Jide saying love the work rate. Big up to Jide. We got Psychedelic Scientist saying big up Jerry G and Ram. We got Kalandri saying feed the puss. Which one? Wink. But yeah, the cat's out there. The cat's out there. Do you know what I mean? Repping. He's not feeling confident. Ed saying, Ram smiling hard, teeth whitening working, yeah? Raw.
No teeth whitening, bro.
Say no more, boy.
I smile. Is that what you're saying? He said he went and, do you know what I mean, done a Klopp. He's got the new contract at the Jerry James show and said, you know what? I'm gonna get my teeth done. My
teeth done, bro.
Yeah. This is all pure stuff, man.
There we go.
Yeah, trust me, my teeth aren't that way. Don't do that. I've looked in the mirror, it's not that way. Come
on. We got Victor Ojomo in the building saying Trent will pocket Vinicius tonight. Okay. I don't know. We got Top G and the Ram. We got Top G and the Ram in the building. We got Kalonji obviously saying big up. We got Christy saying Justin Tony Cruz has just joined the team in Liverpool. Yes, he has. He has done a little link up. Amirali saying if Nunes hits Carvajal like a bus, I'll be there no matter what. People aren't rating Carvajal. And obviously we got Coutinho, Abdullah. Big up to Coutinho in the building saying Madrid are winning easily. Yeah, man. But let's get into it. Champions League final. Klopp's obviously spoken about it being it's two big games coming up now, where you've got to be at your ultimate best, essentially. He stated that Real Madrid don't have to be at the best to beat us. We're going to have to be at our best. How tricky is this game, considering obviously we're at Anfield as well? So we do have home advantage, but historically, we're not the best at Madrid.
Yeah, man, it's going to be Madrid. Yeah, I mean, this is the best club side in the world, biggest club side in the world. We don't beat them. Madrid treat Liverpool like we treat Porto, man. Yeah, I mean, it's one of them ones that they always win. Do you know what I mean? So it's going to be a tough game, man. I'm even just like having a little look at lineups and potentials and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, I think it's going to be tough. I think the way that they might set themselves up is, regardless of the away goal rule, I think they don't really care about if they can win, they'll win. I don't feel like they're coming here to do that. I think they're going to try and feel us out a little bit and see what we're about. I think the onus is going to be on us to try and see if we can, break them down. And if we can and get some couple of goals, then perfect. If not, Madrid are masters. They'll come here, get 0-0 and walk away like they won 5. Do you know what I mean? And go back to the Bernabeu and just do what they need to do to get them victories. But we all know they got ballers in their team, man. Come on, Benzema, Alaba, Militao, Valverde, Camavinga, Cruz, I'm hearing, is obviously back. Rodrigo, Vinicius, steeped in just ballers in that team, man. So it's going to be tricky, bro.
Yeah, man. Ram, obviously, looking at Real Madrid, Ancelotti's obviously spoken again, talking about, when asked about, preparations for the game, what's he going to do differently? He comes out and doubles down on his take, saying that Liverpool are predictable. No, he knows what Liverpool are going to do. He knows Liverpool at their best. He knows what they're going to offer. But at the same time, he knows they're not really going to move away from what they're doing. They're not going to go and sit with a back 5 and all of that. He knows what to expect from Liverpool at their best. Essentially saying that, look, we're not going to prepare any differently than we would do for any other game. How do you think there might be a bit of complacency with Ancelotti, or do you think it's just like, you know what? I'm playing devil's advocate here, of course. But do you think he's just, do you know what I mean? He's a bit complacent, or it's just, you know what? He's just got Liverpool's number. It's facts. Like, do you know what I mean? We're predictable.
That's what you call elite mentality, man. I see no qualms about that. He talks about predictability. He's like, yeah, Liverpool are good, but I know my team. I know how good we are. We can beat them. If we focus on our game and execute our plans, we will beat them. Elite mentality for you, man. That's why they win 13 Champions Leagues. I'm not surprised he said all that stuff, but I don't expect us to play the same way given the circumstances of our team. I think certain personnel are a little bit different to what we've got and had in recent years. Whether they're better or not, that's remaining to be seen. But yeah, I have no doubts that Madrid are still going to be playing to the highest level that they're expected to play, because that's what the fans demand, and that's what the club demands of the standards. And it's going to be a tough game. Whether they're going to be complacent or not, whether they're like 70%, there'll still be a tough game for most teams in the world. So we just have to wait and see what happens if we can live up to our standards of years gone by of winning.
Yeah, exactly, man. But look, let's get into let's just focus on, before we move on to kind of Real Madrid as well, and talking about kind of what they're offering. Let's have a look, obviously, back at Liverpool. Obviously, as stated, historically we haven't done the best against Real Madrid. We're not in the best of form. Yes, we've won 2 on the bounce now, so that is going to be really, really good for confidence. But we're looking at, obviously, at this game, Verge second game back. The back line hasn't been solid. It's still a wishy-washy midfield, as we spoke about. Before. Yes, Bajcetic is doing really well. Fabinho's not been himself. Henderson this season hasn't been himself, albeit a good performance in the last game. And then obviously up front, Salah still not firing. Yes, he got a goal or a couple goals, but he's not at his like ultimate best self as of yet. Jota, Bobby coming back, but they're not up to fitness as of yet. We still got a Gakpo, Nunes forward line that's still a bit disjointed. How are we gonna combat that, man? I'm looking at it and it's a bit difficult. Like,
if we know Klopp, he's just gonna go with the same lineup, man. Yeah, we've had the last 2 games. The team have won 2 clean sheets, 2 goal margins. Klopp is one of those. He's a creature of habit. He goes with what he kind of knows. So we're going to see the same old 4-3-3, the same way that we've been playing the last couple of games. I think that's probably the only way that he would see it as, let's just keep going. We're on a winning run, so to speak. So let's see if we can try and continue that. I think the games, it's going to be one of them games. I just think Madrid will do what Madrid will do. I think we'll have more possession than they will. I think we'll dominate in that regard. But I just think Madrid will be a lot cuter with that possession. They won't have a lot of chances though, but they'll just be a lot cuter with their possession. If they play it smart, they won't really probably play, in that midfield too much. They'll obviously try and get in behind with Vinicius. So Trent, who's a yellow card away, from getting suspended for the next game. He needs to make sure, unfortunately for him, he's going to have to be on his A game, but he's going to need to also be careful if he doesn't want to miss that second leg. I think it's going to be a tricky one because the way we played the last 2 games, personally, I don't feel like that's the way you set up against the Real Madrid. I think we've still been a little bit open. We've still given away a few chances. Madrid will cut you open, man. That quality is there. There's not many teams like Madrid out there. So you can't just be playing the way you've been playing and thinking, yeah, man, Madrid are Everton or Newcastle. I don't think it works like that. And then we need to be as clinical as humanly possible. Do you know what I mean? We need to make sure more or less. So if Nunes starts, none of this bum behavior. I need you to put the ball in the back of the net. Gakpo, I need you to, make sure if you're getting yourself involved, make sure you're involved. Salah, none of this bum behavior that you've had recently where you've been chilling out there on the right because that's what they want from you. Do you know what I mean? Salah doesn't typically do that well against Real Madrid anyway. I always feel like the left back has him locked up most times. He's going to need to change that. You know what I'm saying? He's going to need to change that. And I think a game like today, or tonight, sorry, this is probably where, as much as I don't really like him, this is probably where you're going to say, well, we might just need Nunes to just come in there and just unsettle their back line as much as humanly possible, man.
Do you know what's also important, G, in my opinion? Set pieces are going to be so important for us. That's going to be our biggest ally. Given the stature and height of Van Dijk and whether it be Matip or Joe, and you obviously got Nunes and Gakpo who aren't slouches themselves, we should be dominating aerially and should be causing them a problem. If we don't, then it's going to be a serious situation, because like you said, Madrid will play their way through the park. They will play the right balls in the right situations to hurt us a lot. And it's up to us whether we can be combative and also clinical enough to beat them. Because if you go back through the last couple of times we played Madrid, clinical ability and the lack of combativeness in our team have cost us. Clinical ability was 2022 Champions League final, and the midfield combativeness against Madrid in the first leg in 2020 cost us as well. 2021, sorry, cost us. So those two aspects we need to do if we have any chance of winning. That's as simple as that, or maybe even getting a result.
Yeah, maybe so, man. Maybe so. We're gonna obviously talk about obviously the predicted lineup. So for Liverpool, but before we do that, quite brazenly, Carlo Ancelotti has decided, you know what? 3 hours before kickoff, I'm dropping the team sheet. Hasn't had to do it, but he's done it. Real Madrid have decided to go and do it. There's still no news on the actual Liverpool team sheet, although we're going to get into the kind of the predicted team sheets, the league team sheets, as well as kind of my predicted kind of lineup for the game, and see how well that matches up. But as you can see here, Real Madrid going really, really strong in this game. Courtois, Carvajal right back, Militao and Alaba at the back, with Camavinga, I assume, playing at left back, which he has been as of recently. Looking like a midfield of Modric, Valverde, and Rudiger at the back. So no, it will be Camavinga actually playing in midfield. Interestingly enough, yeah, it'll be Rudiger, Militao at the back with Alaba at left back, a midfield of Modric, Camavinga, and Valverde, and up front, obviously it being Rodrigo on the right, Benzema in the 9, and Vinicius Junior on the left. And on the bench, obviously, Vallejo, Nacho, Hazard, Toni Kroos, as spoken about, Toni Kroos has travelled, Asensio, Odriozola, Lucas Vazquez, Ceballos, Rubio Martin, Arribas, and Alvaro. So, look, a strong team, man. Strong team. And it's quite interesting because in the Liga, as of recently, Camavinga's been actually playing at left back. He's coming to the midfield today. Why do you think they've gone and done that? Do you think they're going to try to overrun the midfield of seeing how well Camavinga affected the Liverpool team in the last time we faced them, which was the final? And seeing, I
was going to say on Camavinga, I'm quite happy that he's starting rather than coming off the bench. Camavinga coming off the bench in the last half an hour against tired legs is a big problem. So I'd rather him start than come off bench. But I don't mean he's a bad player. He's actually an incredible player technically as well. I honestly think they've gone with Camavinga purely for the fact that Kroos is not available. I think that's the case. And given the fact that you've got Valverde, Modric, and next to him, you do need legs around Modric, because let's be honest, Modric can't get around the pitch as much as he used to. Not like 2018 Modric, where he was up and down the pitch everywhere, covering every blade of grass. Now he's got two runners with him, Valverde and Camavinga. So him having those runners just allows him to dictate play and play those cutting balls if need be. So I think it's just to benefit the midfield itself rather than actually going up against our sort of ending midfield sort of way, in my opinion.
Yeah, facts. I'm going to bring up obviously the lineup that I obviously created in my head. I thought, this is the team that Liverpool are going to go with. Obviously, I've gone with Alisson at the back. Interestingly enough, and I know it's probably going to shock a lot of people, I've actually gone Virgil and Matip at the back. Reason being, I know Matip's been in terrible form. But in a game like this, I think having someone that's got that better ability on the ball, can drive from deep, pick out a pass, alongside Virgil's always looked really good anyway. I think it's important to have someone like that. I don't want someone quite brazen and rash in the team. And I would be worried having Gomez at the back. But look, I would be worried, but at the same time, I would understand if he was at the back, considering we got a clean sheet in the last in the last game, and obviously, he's been at the back, hasn't he? And he's been playing a bit better than Matip. So yeah, I would see that. I've gone Robertson, Trent. That's obviously just picks itself, and I've gone for the same midfield that played against Newcastle. So Fabinho, Henderson, and Bajcetic. I think that midfield, they deserve to go and start purely because of the fact that we actually conceded a clean sheet and we've been winning games. I think Bajcetic, I don't think there's a midfielder in the team right now that deserves his spot in midfield more than him, to be fair. Fabinho is there by default because we haven't got another 6, and I don't really trust Henderson there. And Henderson, look, good performance. You need your skipper in these types of games. If he can't offer you even some sort of leadership in these games and some sort of experience, then he doesn't even deserve to be at the club. So he's got to play for me. Interestingly, and I don't know what you guys are going to think of it before we kind of go into the team. That's the leaked team from kind of numerous outlets. I have actually taken Gakpo off, and I'm not starting Gakpo in this game. And I've gone with Núñez out left, Jota down the middle with Salah on the right. Now, before I kind of explain my reasoning, what would you guys say to that front three? Because obviously it's going away from the front three that we've seen in recent weeks, and that's got us the 2 wins now on the bounce. Put us in that kind of top 4 conversation again, if people want to call it that. And some people are saying Liverpool are back now. Do you know what I mean? Back. The old Liverpool are back. Gakpo scoring. Núñez is scoring. Salah's creating. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Bobby Mane, Salah again.
I'd say the only reason why I bring on Jota is the fact that he's a lot more clinical than Gakpo and Núñez, in my opinion. You could argue in 2020, last season when we were playing them, we lacked a clinical player in the final third. You could say Courtois was doing a madness, but we didn't have a pure killer. Seeing as though Diaz is out, Gakpo and Núñez isn't clinical. Salah, to an extent, he can be, but does he do it consistently? We don't know. Bobby is definitely not clinical. The only clinical striker that we have, to an extent, is Jota. But my main worry is he takes a long time to get into the run of
rhythm.
Games.
Yeah,
his rhythm. He needs games. Hopefully, Everton and Newcastle were those games where he got a little bit of rhythm. But I completely get what you're getting at. You got the pace of Núñez and Salah, and I feel as though you need that clinical edge, and Gakpo just isn't that clinical compared to Jota. So I completely get what you're getting at.
Yeah, I agree with your front three. I prefer it. Jota is a lot more mobile than a Gakpo. He fits the system a lot better than a Gakpo, in my personal opinion. With the 3 of them, I think you do get a lot more pace as well in that attacking third. But at the same time, Gakpo has played okay these last couple of games. I don't know, man. I'm a firm believer of you don't just play the same team every single game. I think we can't just keep playing them just because they've been in some type of form. You should be changing it around to kind of combat, potentially what a Real Madrid might do. And I probably think, maybe the forward line might be the only area where you might try and do that. this number 9 position, honestly, man, it's like a poison chalice at this football club because the reality is there's only one guy who can do the role that's
Bobby can do.
that Bobby can do it. That's Bobby. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, and it's like you keep putting everyone else there, like Gakpo's in there now, and you know we talk about Nunes. For me, like I've been saying 100 times, Nunes better off as a left winger. He offers you a lot more down the left than he does through the middle for Liverpool anyway. So yeah, like you kind of have the Salah position. I'm not even going to talk about because it's Salah at the end of the day. You know what I mean? That is what it is. But yeah, with Jota, yeah, I can't see why Jota can't start the game. I think he should have enough really to be able to come in and at least start the game now. And I think he'll be quite lively if he does start. But again, that just depends on what Jurgen Klopp thinks. But if I know Klopp, man, he'll just run it back. He's like that. You know what I mean? He doesn't. It's like he doesn't think about opponents. He just thinks, yeah, let me just run it back. And that, regardless of whether we win tonight or lose or draw, he's just like that. And even if we win, I'll still just say the same thing. Like it's always that you always just run it back like all the time. Like I don't think you put much thought into maybe we need something different against different types of opponents and et cetera, which changing around a Jota, maybe putting Matip back in, it might work. I don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah, maybe so. This is obviously the leaked team as well, people. So we're going to get into that right now. And as you can see, people, it's close to mine, man. Now, like I said, I'm in Klopp's head right now. The teams I've been selecting recently, they've been right up Klopp's alley. As you can
maybe he's listening, bro. Maybe he's listening. Man.
Maybe he is listening. Maybe he is. But
if he listened to us sooner, he wouldn't be in this mess. I'll tell you that.
Listen, if you listened to us from the beginning, we would have had a midfielder in. Or probably would have been like Amrabat or someone.
Oh, we'll be traveling for the quad, man. If you started listening from the start, man,
100%. 100%. But as you can see, people, similar backline. Obviously, just Gomez. Available in the team instead of Matip, the same midfield, and as we can see, Jota's starting. So it is obviously not surprising. It might be surprising for some fans, but it looks like I think Klopp's realised he needs a clinical striker in these games, and I don't think he trusts the combination of Gakpo and Nunes because they haven't fully bedded in. Yeah, so look, it is interesting. It's interesting to see what's actually going to happen. I mean, these are all rumors. And look, they are on point usually, but it is one of those ones where, like, do you know what I mean? Yeah, it's scary. I'm just going to get into some of the comments quickly. 2 seconds, people. Please make sure we've got 50 people in the building. Make sure we're smashing a like. Make sure we're subscribing, sharing. Make sure we're heading over to GTV and Ram. Ram, we need to actually ask a question as well. What's going on with the Ram stand? Because you're here promoting the Ram stand, but the Ram stand is an empty stand, bro. There's no one in the stands. Like,
hey, the stand is getting renovated, man. I'm doing a fully new thing for that.
That's very
Do what it is. Do what he's done. He's come over to our channel because he wants some investment. That's what's happened. He wants some investment.
Nah, man, no.
He's coming in. He wants some investment.
Way.
Yeah, you're trying to do a percentage. You're doing
JJ.
For any EastEnders people, you're trying to sell some shares at the Vic. You're trying to free up some money and then sell your shares at the Vic to go and renovate the Ram stand.
I want to be a part of the family, bro. You know what I mean?
I hear you.
But nah. The stuff will come around. It'll come around. Just getting some ideas down, man. It's all good. There'll be an announcement soon.
Yeah, cool. Just gonna get through some of the comments. Where are they? Where is he? There's actually quite a few. Big up to everyone. We got IBB saying, look, I'm going to be so mad if Fabinho starts. King Cop saying, only 9 likes, guys. Show the love for the channel and get 9 likes. 9? Nah, that's got to be an error.
You could do better than this, guys.
McLovin saying, look, it gets real. I mean, we got Marquez saying, hopefully Madrid not good from corners. Yeah, Angel 96. Yeah, this is a big point. We couldn't control the game against a 10-man Newcastle side. That's facts. Yeah. King Cop saying, I think all the players will be up for this, especially our guys who will need and want something to play for. please God, let us be clinical. Yeah, that's what it is. It's please God. Amirali saying, looks like Ancelotti will be deploying a 4-3-3 lineup. Yes, it does. Dennis the Great, big up to Dennis the Great, saying we are beating you 3-2. Conman saying, you know what, 3-2, I wouldn't mind that because it means we're scoring goals. At least we're putting up a fight. Do you know what I mean? That's actually not too bad. 3-2 against a Real Madrid side. It's not the worst result. Like, result's bad, but it's not the worst result. Conman saying Ancelotti is in for a surprise today. We've got Sammy, our resident Real Madrid fan, saying you can't miss chances on big nights like this. I think that's why we're playing Jota there. Jide saying, I'm feeling optimistic considering our current form, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know.
I hope that
Sammy
saying,
saying,
man.
Exactly. Sammy saying, hope so, Dennis, bro. I'm going 2-1 Liverpool tonight with Núñez retiring Carvajal. Oh, wow. So Sammy actually thinks Liverpool are going to win. Interesting.
Retiring in terms of like we put him in crutches or we
like Maicon retirement. Maicon retirement. The tap and run. Gramp saying 2-0 Liverpool. We got Conman saying Courtois been saving Real every time. This time his luck will run out because Real Madrid weren't exactly very good against us in the final. We lost because we missed our chances and goalkeeper saved them. Let's be real. Yeah, that's our argument. Yeah. Endman TV saying, take the drink away from Jerry. That's in regards to my team. What are you talking about? You need Gomez. This is what I'm saying. It's that Gomez prop. It's that Gomez prop from Ends, man. Amarai saying, imagine Curtis Jones coming on as a sub in midfield against Madrid. Dennis the Great saying, Alabal pocket Mo Farah. I'm only scared about Núñez versus Cavani.
I just realised I was waiting for G to respond to that, man.
Bro, that's so crazy. Like, imagine like Curtis Jones. Like, are we a madman?
Angel 968 saying Jota ain't ready. He's still finding his feet. We got Honesty saying, sheesh, JJ on his DMX and Nas setting, dropping streams back to back like albums. Yeah, that's what we're going to have to do, man. Listen, Statman Stubbs saying, big up, boys, how we doing? It's good. Statman Stubbs obviously saying, I'd like to see a 4-2-3-1 formation. Ali, Gomez, Virgil van Dijk, Matip, Robbo, Bajcetic, Fabinho, Salah, Núñez, and Bobby with Jota
Statman,
up front.
Let's guys, don't worry about what you want. What you want and what Klopp's going to do is two different things. I want a 3-5-2 formation. I want us to be more expansive. I want us to keep the possession. I want us to play beautiful football. We know that's never going to happen under Jurgen Klopp. Let's just stick to what he does now.
Facts. Honesty saying, what are you saying, JJ? Are you the real assistant manager? Pep Linders is just a decoy? All I'm saying is...
Jerry's the real one.
Don't be surprised.
Like, what's this mess you got man into, bro? Like, what on? Like, we're sitting in 8th and that, and you're telling me Jerry's the new assistant manager. Hey, tell him to pattern up.
Jerry definitely ain't the assistant manager, man. Man plays 4-3-3. It's definitely not Jerry's type of style of football.
What, 4-3-3 is not my style of football?
No, bro.
What are you talking? What are you talking? Hold on. But I'm seeing something, people. Interesting. The lineup is out, so we're gonna get the lineup out for you people. Make sure we're still smashing the like. 2 seconds. Gonna get that up for you guys. What we're gonna do as well, as mentioned, I need to head off, people. So please make sure we're smashing the like. G's taking over the reins as always, but please make sure you got a notification bells on and we're smashing the like because as discussed, me, G, Ram as well, and some of the rest of the boys, you might get an appearance from Romz and Ish that might be dropping in to go and have their say on the review after the game. So please make sure we're heading over there. I'm going to get obviously the team sheet out, and yeah, I'll check you guys out. G, Ram, I'll catch you guys in a bit. Hopefully I'm back in a sec, but yeah, take it easy, man.
You got it up there, bro?
Yeah. Bloody hell.
Well, as we can see, man, it's the same lineup. Yeah, bro, it's literally the same lineup that we was going to have against Newcastle. Yeah. Because as I said already with Jurgen Klopp, he just runs it back. You know what I mean? Like, there is never going to be any change. Ali in goal, Trent, Gomez, Van Dijk, Robbo, Fabinho, Bajcetic, Henderson, Núñez, Salah, and Gakpo. So, look, at the end of the day, that was the lineup that I said he's going to do because that's just Jurgen Klopp. That's just his kind of thing in terms of having it run it back. To be honest with you, Rams, chat to me about that lineup, man. Do you think that that's obviously whether you think players are available or not, but do you think that's a good enough lineup to go up against Madrid, man?
Lineup straight off the bat. No. If you talk about quality of players, no, is not good enough to go up against Real Madrid. But also the fact that it's the only lineup that we've actually seen that's done actually all right. Even prior to that, our lineups have been dog poo. Now this lineup is starting to work. I kind of understand him playing this because this is the only lineup that's actually winning. It's actually winning football matches and actually playing well. But do I have any confidence in this lineup winning this game? Absolutely not. No. Only way to beat teams that are technically better than you is to play at an intensity where they can't keep up. But I don't think we have the capabilities of doing that. So we have to be. I think the only way to win is to play on that counter attack and use Nunez's pace, Salah's pace, and just try and hit them whenever we have the opportunity to. I'm not saying we play prime Jose Mourinho park the bus football, but not play too expansively where we leave ourselves so open that Vinicius and Rodrigo can hurt us badly, So I'm not confident with the lineup, but it's the only lineup that's actually working. So I don't mind it at this moment in time because we're not that good at this moment. We aren't.
Nah, bro, it's like I said, man. It's we know how Klopp stays. He is like I say, he's a creature of habit, man. You know what I mean? He's one of them kind of guys. Like he'll go with whatever's. If it worked in yesterday's game, why can't it work in today's game? He's that kind of person. So was I surprised? No. I guess really the only real position probably would be looking at whether a Gakpo gets dropped out, for Diogo Jota to come in, or even Firmino. To be honest, we ain't spoken too much, about him. But
he's been suspect his last couple of cameos have been suspect, like real suspect.
Who's that?
Firmino.
Yeah. Again, and this is why it's tricky, man. Like I kind of get the position that he's in as well. At the end of the day, he wants the team to continue that level of rhythm, which makes sense. At the end of the day, keep that going. It's only been 2 games where Liverpool have looked semi-decent, so why not try and continue that? But at the same time, I guess Real Madrid came at almost like the wrong time, in this kind of resurgence from Liverpool, in regards to where we can drop players and whatnot. I mean, I don't know Nunez as well. Obviously, he's starting the game, so clearly he's all right from his little injury that he picked up against Newcastle. I don't know how fit he actually is. Doubt he's 100%, but he's probably good enough clearly to start the game. That midfield, man. Like I said, it's just going to be. It's going to be an interesting one, man. It is going to be an interesting one. Let me just quickly read out some of the comments, and then we're going to kind of dive into like where we see the game, really panning out. To be honest with you, I can't remember if Jay read all of these out, but I read them out anyway. I'm going to say A Squeezy, man. We got A Squeezy in the building for your love and dedication. Thank you guys for making me fall in love with football, but especially with the drama that comes with LFC. I'm going to just big up, by the way, for the super chat. I'm going to apologize. Because the drama that comes with LFC, I don't know if you really want that, but hey, it is what it is when it does come to that. But again,
at this moment, it's not drama, man. It's bare heartache at the moment.
So you know what it is? It's heartache, but this is us 24/7. Big up King Cock. I think all the players will be up for this, especially our guys who will need and want something to play for. Please, God, let us be clinical. Yeah, listen, man, I hope we are clinical. As well. Amirali looks like Ancelotti will be deploying a 4-3-3 lineup. Yeah, I believe so. That might obviously then drop back into a 4-5-1 potentially, but we'll wait and see. Big up the con man. I love your display picture and your name. Ancelotti is in for a surprise today. Big up Jide. I'm feeling optimistic considering our current form, to be honest. I mean, Liverpool coming in the back of, two games. It's difficult because it's only been 2 games. So it's like, let's picture it this way. Anyone who says Liverpool are back, you're chatting shit, because that there can be no such thing after 2 games. I think it is just more of a case of the performances. Are we seeing, we'll know more come March, if I'm being told. When we hit March, that's when we'll kind of know, all right, cool, this is when we've turned the corner, if that makes sense. At the moment, it's all baby steps. You know what I mean? We're still being birthed, so to speak. Big up, Sammy. Hope so. Dennis, bro, I'm going 2-1 Liverpool tonight with obviously Nunes retiring. Big J read that one out earlier. Conman, Courtois been saving Real every time. This time his luck will run out because Real Madrid weren't exactly very good.
Well.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Scroll down. How far did Jerry even get to? Angel 1968. Jota ain't ready, still finding his feet. Well,
we touched on that. We're like, he does take his time to come back to full fitness. But
Amarali is cross video coming out today. Not today. No. We've got Champions League stuff and that. I will be dropping that video. I was speaking actually with Ram behind the scenes and all of that anyway, speaking about that. So yeah, I'm going to do some research in behind him just to see. He's obviously the Frankfurt sporting director there. So yeah, I'm going to do a little research, see what I can find about him, see what kind of guy he's like. And then I will obviously drop a video in regards to him soon. Angel 1968, Konate will be missed. He constantly helps Trent with Vinny in the UCL final. I agree with that. You see with Konate, that's actually one thing. Obviously, now this is kind of off topic, so to speak, in regards to everything. But you see with Konate, I think I asked this on Ensman TV the other day. If we were to sign a new centre-back, because we need to sign one anyway, because all the centre-backs we got are all injury-prone, what happens to someone like Konate and a Gomez? If you say sign like a Vardio, let's say the XG, you get Vardio.
Ideal thing. What do you do? What we all want, yeah. Konate be probably moved up to second choice centre back for me.
Even if you signed a Vardio.
Oh yeah. It will be between him and Vardio. If Vardio comes along, it'll be those two fighting to be. Say if Van Dijk's still in form, they'll be fighting for who's going to be his partner. Because let's be honest, Van Dijk is the most experienced and probably the best centre back that we have at the club. So for me, I feel as though Konate is just that little bit ahead of Vardio because he has Champions League final experience and he's been through. He knows what it's like to play for Liverpool Football Club. Vardio is still a new signing, so he still needs to find his feet within the club. So that's why I'd say Konate will probably be bumped up to third choice because let's be honest, even though Matip has been great for us for the last couple of seasons, his injury record and in his form as well has been less to be desired, man. So I'd say he will probably drop out, and if it's not him, then Joe Gomez is definitely not starting, definitely not fighting for a place as a starter for Liverpool. So for me, Konate will probably be bumped up to second choice, or if it depends on which one plays well with each other. So that's how I see it. Konate deserves it as well because let's be honest, he played a World Cup final. He's played the majority of games for France. If he was fully fit playing for France, he would have played every single game for them with Upamecano. So he deserves it, man. Like he's played well for us whenever we called upon him. So yeah, man.
Nah, listen, man. I kind of agree. I just use Vardio as like an example, by the way. Like if we get another centre back who's obviously of quality of that type of
like
quality, do you? Yeah. You know, there's so many. You got Inacio from Sporting Lisbon. You got Silva from Benfica. There's quite. Yeah, you know what I mean? There's a few out there that you could. Scalvini as well from Atalanta. You know, you got there's a few of them out there who I'm looking at and I'm thinking, you know what? They are decent players that you could potentially get in, but something's got to give in that centre back department. There's too many cropped ones. Gomez, to be honest, Konate, and Matip are all cropped, which is mad. Yeah. Like, so you almost need just one who's just not like a Nat Phillips who just never injured, who okay, I can always at least rely on this guy, but he needs to be obviously of a better quality, you know, than Nat Phillips. Big up Gagandeep. G and Ram's question. Does don't you think going with an industrious midfield, or do you think, sorry, going with an industrious midfield is a good idea against Real Madrid? They have the most press-resistant players in world football. If we go with this midfield, we have to score early. I'll let Rams answer that one.
Not necessarily, because normally when you try to combat technical midfielders, you need competent midfielders. Great example will probably be that World Cup final in Germany versus Netherlands. Germany's midfield was nowhere near the level of the Dutch. But the main thing is playing to an intensity where they can't ball out. We need to do that. Like, you think of 2012, 2013 Champions League semi-finals, both Dortmund and Bayern Munich played at a level where where Real Madrid and Barca couldn't cope, and they ended up losing big score lines. So that's the main thing. If we can play at an intensity where they can't keep up and we can hurt them, then it's great for us. But do I see us having the technical ability and also the physicality to play at that level? No, I don't. I really don't. So that's my main worry for it. It's more the tactic and the intensity rather than the actual players that we have or the type of players that we have, in my opinion.
No. Again, I feel you. I think, listen, man, we're gonna kick off soon, so I think it's just gonna be an interesting game. I think Real Madrid will dictate what type of game we will have here. I don't think it will be us. We can come out fast and all of that, good stuff. But if Real Madrid can contain that in like the first 10, 15 minutes, then they start getting a feel of the game. You don't want them to get comfortable in this kind of game. Do you know what I mean? So the industry might help us at the beginning, of course. We won't be able to make. We've not one game this season have we maintained the industry all season, all game. Not one game. Even the Man City game that we played well, we didn't even maintain it in that game. City could have scored twice in that game, and we would have just looked. Yeah, I mean, it just would have been all doom and gloom. So we won't be able to maintain it like we've had in the past, where 90 minutes more or less we've just boom, 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 boom. So again, we do need to be clinical as possible. When we do get them chances, we do need to obviously make sure we're hitting the back of the net, because as we know, Real Madrid are the type of team that you think they're down and out, you think they're not playing well, boom, Benzema. And it's usually a goal out of nowhere. It's usually just out of nowhere. Like, it's always like, I'll just see a ball go into the box, Benzema heads it in. Or Vinicius at the back post, boom. You're just like, where did this even come from? Like, you weren't doing anything for the last 5 minutes, and then boom. But because you've got world-class players, in your team, that's what you can do. We don't have that at this present moment. It's Van Dijk and Salah being probably the only two, and Ali. But we don't have world-class players in form, shall I say. We have none in form. So where you don't have
playing
that,
at their
it's
level.
going to be difficult. Yeah, none of them are actually playing at their level. So it's going to be tricky. But I do think the guys will raise their level for a game like this anyway. That's just what I'm potentially hoping. I'm hoping that I'm not a jinx. Big up Jamrock. How you change your name? Rams, we've had this discussion before. I just don't think Vardiol is a Klopp type centre back, to be honest. I could be wrong. I think it's just rumours. Again, Rams the Bundesliga expert, so I'll let him delve into that one. I think Vardiol's good. I do think he's good, but I do hear what Jamrock is saying at the same time. I do think it's more rumours than he's actually a fit. But wait for the video, man. Wait for the video.
I like to say is the Bellingham rumours, because someone asked him which club did he like to watch when he was younger, and he mentioned what's his name. Mentioned our club, and he talks about people like, I think, Patrick Berger, Michael Owen, players like that. Again, me and Jamrock had the conversation. Jamrock said that he's not the right stature, because when the Klopp likes to go for 6'2", 6'3", 6'4" centre backs.
What is he? You look big, boy.
He's 6'1".
Fair enough.
Yeah, yeah. But
he's just off, so maybe Klopp might say, "Nah, he's too short." Like, I don't know.
Nah, but I also did tell Jamrock that Klopp signed Socrates, who is the same height as him.
True.
And he was a starter for Borussia Dortmund when he first joined. He was the head of what's his name, Subotic. So Klopp has been known to sign them, not prominently and not consistently, but whenever the player is good enough, he goes out and signs them. So I don't believe there are any solid rumors of us getting Vardiol, But I do believe if Klopp likes Vardio, he will get Vardio. So I will, and I think he will. He does. And I don't think anyone in the world doesn't like Vardio. So yeah, I think he is a good fit for us, especially with someone like Konate next to him. It'll be more like a Lovren Van Dijk kind of thing, like someone who's relatively small and then someone that's relatively big next to each other. So I see it. I see it happening.
No, I feel you. Big up LDs. The Inacio guy from Sporting Lisbon is so good in passing. So good passing, bro. Centre back, but yes, he has passing on a high level.
I think he used to play DM
again,
when he was younger.
Exactly. We see that quite a lot especially with centre backs who used to play in defensive midfield. You can see it straight away sometimes because, as you said, their passing is always on point, kind of thing. And I think they get that. And I think also that then gives us an extra weapon in regards to you have that midfield in you, if that makes sense, which makes you a very good ball playing footballer kind of thing, which helps in our situation where we like our centre backs to play a bit of ball. Look, that's obviously for next season anyway, if I'm being totally honest with you, because again, I think the team needs such a revamp that you need to also change formation as well. I think you need to just rip up this 4-3-3, throw it in the bin, burn it, and set it alight. I don't want to see it again after this season. But you know what I mean? Just because, I just think it's a bit like Klopp, your time has expired. You know what I mean? Like every manager seems to have
certain games, but you can't rely on it.
It works in certain games because of the quality of the players that you've got on your team. Like when you still got Salahs and your Allis and your Trents and your Robos and your Van Dijks and these kind of guys, it will work at the end of the day in them kind of matches. And if we played Norwich tomorrow, I'd say play 4-3-3. You know what I mean? It'll work. But as a whole, I just think, like I said, a bit like Klopp, your time's expired. And it's something different needs to be done next season in order for the team to just not look so stale. And look, we got mad at, or fans got mad at Ancelotti for what he said in regards to Liverpool being predictable, but it's like I said on Ends Man TV yesterday, I think it was. Liverpool are one of the most predictable teams that you're probably going to meet out there. Like we don't do anything different. We play the exact same way every single game. Nothing changes. We've had the same kind of style for the last 7 years. Like it's not. I wouldn't say it's much of a diss if I'm being totally honest with you. I think it is an honest assessment of Liverpool. Now, that doesn't then mean that we're still not a good team. It doesn't mean any of that because we are still, take this season aside, we're still a good team. But the reality is, at the end of the day, we are very, very predictable. And just the way it is, bro.
There's nothing wrong with being predictable if you have a system that is very hard to beat.
Yes.
The majority of managers that are successful have created a system where you cannot beat it. It can be unbeatable. Like we saw it last season. Yeah, it was predictable. Everyone knew how to play against us, but they couldn't beat us, it's just down to the fact that if you've got a system that you know ins and out and know what to do with it, it can be very dangerous. But also when things go wrong, it can also be very, very bad for the team that has that sort of person. So it is what it is.
I feel you, man. We got Rookie LFC. Evening, brothers. Got a feeling we will turn up tonight. Something about European competition just gets our juices flowing. I hear you. I listen, Rookie. Big up yourself as well. Thank you for the comment. I hear you on that one. Liverpool this season. Not even Liverpool this season. Liverpool in the last 6 meetings have only beaten Madrid have lost to Madrid 5 times and won only. I don't think we even won any, but I think we just lost 5 and drawn one of the last.
Last time we won was 2009.
There you go. So look, I said it before. People get mad. They treat us like we treat Porto. That we just don't win. The only difference, they don't slap us like we slap Porto every single time. Like I'll say that they don't slap us all the time. But they're just one of them teams, man. They're Real Madrid, man. You just have to respect that. You know what I mean? Again, we're Liverpool in the Champions League. There is something about these Anfield nights, and I do think if the fans are, behind the players and stuff like that, then yeah, of course, it could be one of those, it could be one of those kind of games. But it's Real Madrid, and you do need to just understand that as well. Do you get what I mean? It's gonna be a interesting game. I honestly don't know which way this is. If I was going to bet on this game, I wouldn't actually know where to put my money on, because I don't trust any team to win, but then I don't trust any team to lose at the same time. I feel like it could go either way. It could be a boring 0-0 draw where no one scores and everyone's just chilling and waiting until they get back to the Bernabeu. Real Madrid might just think, like I said, just come here, sit tight, do our thing, and then we're good to go. Liverpool might come out first 10, 15 minutes, absolutely blistering, hit them with 3 goals. All of a sudden, you're like, the game's kind of done and dusted, inside that first 10, 15 minutes. I don't really know. I don't really know, man. Big up Angel 1968. Don't understand the criticism when Klopp's system has revived the club. It hasn't. The club is not revived at all, even in the slightest. Again, it's only been 2 games. To call it a revival, I feel that's probably just. I feel like that's almost even being disingenuous to Liverpool.
Is he talking
club.
In an overall sense, or in just?
No, this is what I mean. Yeah, that's what I'm also confused. If you mean in a overall sense, then yeah, I mean, yeah.
I have nothing wrong. I have nothing wrong with the way that we play. It's just that the way that we play requires everything to be perfect.
Yeah.
Which is the problem, because we do not have the means or do not have the structure to make everything perfect. So that's how I see it, man.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm with Ram. I don't like the way that we play anyway. I've never liked the way that we play. But when it's working, it's a bit like Chelsea fans when Mourinho, Klopp's never done it, but when Mourinho was winning all the time, some Chelsea fans didn't like the way that Chelsea played. But you end up buying into it purely because your team is always winning. If this is the culture, if this is how we play, it's probably even like how I don't know any Atletico Madrid fan, maybe bar one, we got Kendall, but the way that Atletico Madrid have played in the last, I don't know, like under Diego Simeone, like his whole time, I wouldn't enjoy that. But then the team's been relatively successful in their own right, especially in recent seasons, obviously. So you might not like it, and you'd have every right to not really like it, but you understand at the same time that, you know what, this is what our team is about. This is what we embody, and etc. etc. I just think that, as Ram said, I think he hit the nail on the head. I want us to play a certain way, but okay, that's fair enough. I understand.
He wants Spanish football. Let's not be.
No, the worst thing about it is, yes, that if you're talking about what I would just want personally, yeah, cool. But if we're just talking about in a general sense, where having a tactic and formation that's quite expansive, having a tactic formation that's quite adaptable, which doesn't, because you said it there, at the end of the day, if things are not perfect, it doesn't even work. Like we see it. We've seen it this season, but we've seen it in recent season with Klopp. As soon as the team changes, it looks crap. It's like 2 completely different teams. But that should never ever happen. It should never be in a situation where you're subbing out players and all of a sudden the team just looks so different. Like it doesn't even look like, what you realistically, want it to be, And and Angel, again, I get it. Exciting and good are 2 different things. Yeah, Brendan Rodgers, that system was exciting. Was it good? No. Do you know what I mean? Like it wasn't a good system. Yeah. It was just mad exciting. We scored bare goals, 4 threes, 5 fours, scoring. Yeah, that's exciting. I get it from a fan's perspective, and maybe you want to see that. But I see some managers who are able to still provide a level of excitement, but the style is conducive, and you're not going out there having to win games 5-4 and this, that, and the third, and blah 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 blah. But again, that's Klopp. That's his tactics. Let him do his thing. At the end of the day, it is what it is. Rams, score prediction, man. Chat to me.
I'm gonna go for a 1-1, man. Like it's I don't see us winning, but for some reason I don't see us losing as well. I think it's gonna be a tight game, but I think we will concede in the end, and I think we will get a goal. I need to tell Cam to change his prediction from 2-2 to 1-1, because I told him it's gonna be 2-2, but it should be 1-1. So yeah, for me, 1-1. 1-1.
You think it's gonna be a 1-1 type of game? Yeah, I think I've said it already, to be fair. I said it already. So I'm going to go 1-1 as well. Guys, in the comments, please let us drop your score predictions. I am going to go 1-1. I think that 1-1. I don't want to say 1-1 and then I turn on the TV at bloody 8:10 and I see Liverpool up 3-0 or Real Madrid are up 3-1 already and the game's already kind of, patterned itself up. I think I'm hoping that we're smart enough to be, to just see what Real Madrid are about first and foremost, and then, start playing our football. But at the same time, I don't know, man. Honestly, this is actually one game where usually I'll be like, nah, Liverpool just going to lose and then just see what happens. But I actually really don't know because Real Madrid are coming in the back of, just won their last 2 games as well. Not really playing that well, but they've won their last 2 games. So does that mean that they're coming into this in some type of form? Does that mean that they're quite buoyed in their last couple of performances? Benzema looks like he's, getting himself back to, I know he had that injury at the beginning of the season or early part of the season. Is he getting back to his best? Vinicius as well. He's been kind of meh here and there a little bit, but in some games I'm watching him this season in the La Liga and I'm like, yo, this guy can be a problem when he bloody well wants to be, absolute problem. We got King Cop 2-1. Sui Jr. saying 2-0 on the other side, so I'm assuming that means to Madrid. I don't know.
Madrid, yeah.
Psychedelic saying 3-3. Promo is saying 4-0.
Damn.
King Cop. We get 2 early goals, then Madrid gets a late one.
Hey man, I take that. I'll 100% take that, man.
What, 2 early goals and then?
What if you say at the start of the game that we're going to win 2-1? I'm 100% taking it. Obviously not in them circumstances, but
yeah,
I'll take a 2-1 win.
Nah, I feel you. All right, guys, that was obviously a quick Victor Ojomo saying 7-0 to Liverpool. I hear that. Hey, look, 7-0 tie done. Start playing the youngsters in the next game. I'll be more than happy with that, man.
Let's not forget, obviously, one eye on the other game as well, because Napoli are playing against Frankfurt, innit? So a pretty decent game.
Are we kicking off all at the same time?
Yeah, both at 8 o'clock.
Okay. I'm going to be intrigued with that Napoli game, man. Napoli are my dark horses for this season with how they've been playing.
So am I. Yeah.
We'll wait and see. But guys, look, keep smashing the like. If you haven't already, make sure you do subscribe to the channel. Just want to big up obviously Ram, Jerry as well. Let's hope, guys. Let's wait and see. Let's see how Liverpool do tonight. It is going to be an interesting game. We might be back after the game to do a little post-match review. Obviously, I'll chat to the gaffer, see what he says. Ram, anything to say on your way out?
Hope for the best, expect the worst.
You heard it here first, people. I'm G, Ram, and we're out.